Okay, let's press on. Now, before I say anything else about this lesson, just know if somebody's watching this who knows exactly how to do this, I'm only teaching the first part of this, all right? So don't send me an email. This is just an introduction, all right? Just an introduction. So let's go ahead and solve this. Now, in order to solve this equation, and I'm really kind of looking at this one right here. That's the one that I'm looking at. 4x plus y equals 28. Now that one's a lot tougher than any equation we've seen so far because this one has two variables, and I'm not even sure how to solve something with two variables. You could kind of make a statement that if there's two variables, if there's two things that are unknown, you can't solve it. You could kind of make that statement, but let's see. Now, something else that I see in here, I see that y is the same thing as 3x. Well, we've already done some substitution already this year, and you've done codes since you were in elementary school, right? So what if we just say that since y is the same thing as 3x, in this bottom equation, what if we just change that y to a 3x? Because it's the same thing, right? Y is the same thing as 3x, so we can just change that y to a 3x. We can substitute the 3x in for y, and now we're ready to solve this. So we've got a 4x plus a 3x on this side, so that's just going to be a 7x equals 28. How do we solve that? Well, just divide the 7 over. That's 7 times x, so let's just divide the 7 over, and we're just going to get x equals 4. Well, that wasn't too bad, was it? Okay, very good. Like I said, it's just an intro, all right? Let's look at this next one. Okay, so we've got y equals 5x and 17x minus 3y equals 42. Well, this time I see y is the same thing as 5x. So let's come down here and again erase this y and substitute in 5x. Okay, so now let's simplify this. So I've got a 17x minus, well, what's 3 times 5x? 3 times 5x is 15x. So 15x equals 42. Okay, so 17 minus 15, let's simplify that, combine the like terms. 17x minus 15x, that's just going to be 2x equals 42. Last step, just divide that 2 over. And x is going to be equal to 42 divided by 2 is 21. All right, so you see, it's really not all that bad. Now, this time the code's going to get a little bit more complicated because y is the same thing as 2x minus 5. All right, and as I'm looking down here, it's been a second since I've said this, but in that equation we can't really solve it because there's two letters. There's two things that we don't know. So let's see if we can write it just using x's. So y is the same thing as 2x minus 5. So I'm going to erase the y and I'm going to substitute that in. I'm going to rewrite all of this because I'm running out of space. 5x plus 3 times, not the y this time, but we have to multiply this by 2x minus 5 is equal to 7. So all I did was we said that y is the same thing as 2x minus 5. So I put 2x minus 5 in for y. All right, so now let's come back down to this and let's solve this. Well, I see a distributive property. So I've got a 5x out front. Now let's distribute this. I've got a 3 times a 2x. That's going to be a 6x. And a 3 times a negative 5. That's going to be a negative 15 equals 7. Combine like terms, I've got a 5x and a 6x. So that's an 11x minus 15 equals 7. By the way, just kind of a pause here. Why don't we, when we bring that 6x over with the 5x, why don't we change that to a negative? Why aren't we changing that? Okay, because you remember the phrase cross the line, change the sign? I'm going to put this in blue just so it stands out a little bit. When I bring this 6x over here with the 5x, did I go across the line? No, I didn't. So do I change the sign? No, I don't. So that's why we keep it as a positive 6x. All right, back to the problem. 11x, the 5x plus 6x, minus 15 equals 7. So let's just add the 15 over. So 11x equals 22. And how do I get rid of that 11? Just divide it over. Cross the line, change the sign, change that multiply to a divide. X equals 22 divided by 11 is 2. All right, let's see. You know what? That's the last one for today. So you've got it all. Good luck.